Hello folks, and welcome to a little small update on the Ford Focus Mark 1. I have not done much content on this car in the last couple of weeks. In fact, I've done practically zero. No, I did one, but it wasn't really specifically working on my car and figuring out these fuel trims. Now, the update to that is that I haven't really got anywhere to solving it. The truth is, the computer is compensating very nicely for some component that is not quite right, and that's what the long-term fuel trims are telling me, that some component is not quite right, and the car is having to lean out the mixture, reduce the fuel trims for the short-term fuel trim to get it near zero. Now the short-term fuel trim is zero, so as far as I'm concerned, the car is working perfectly in that second. The long-term fuel trim obviously is the long-term stuff. It's going through several drive cycles, and it's worked out that some component in my car is not quite right. The truth is, I have taken away the majority of the major things that would cause this, so I'm a bit scratching my head about that. But the truth is, the car runs fine, and I've left it. The car's been running fine. I've been commuting to work. It's been absolutely fine, so I've seen no reason to actually mess about with it and interfere with it. One thing I have done is put the old fuel rail back on. So I've taken the one that I swapped for that video, that second-hand fuel rail with all those injectors. That works fine, so that's gone back in my spares box, and it will be kept for the future. I know that it works very fine, and it's no leaks, no nothing, you know, it works absolutely fine. And the fuel trims were exactly identical. I think I showed you at the end of that video, the fuel trims are identical. So, and after 2 weeks of driving like that, driving normally, still the same. So that fuel rail is exactly the same as the old one, which suggests nothing to do with that. Nothing to do with that. So we've ruled out the MAF sensor, we've ruled out the fuel rail, we've ruled out the throttle position sensor. What else have we done? There was something else I did. The other thing is, people have said, is oxygen sensor. Now, I will be looking at that possibly at some point, but there's so much stuff that I'm doing on Beatrix, I just haven't got the time. I can only like put a couple of buzzy updated videos like this out. But yeah, the old fuel rail is back in, the one that I cleaned up and polished up, so it looks nice. So that took me all the best part of 5 minutes. I mean, on camera it took me about 15, because I was explaining things to you, how it comes apart. But putting it back on and doing it off camera, it took me 6 minutes. It was like a record. That's how easy these cars are to work on when you know how. But anyway, I'm going to show you a tool, and it's called a smoke machine. I bought one ages ago, and I haven't used it. And a lot of people have said, oh, these fuel trims you're getting, do you think we could do, have you got an exhaust leak or something before the cat? I'm not saying that isn't a stupid suggestion, but I can't see how that would affect the actual running. But I can give it a try, and I can see if it leaks, because I put this exhaust together last summer, before I started doing more of these videos, these bloggy videos. That was when I actually did stuff off camera back then, a lot. I have got a smoke machine, and I'm going to show you how to use it, and it's a very basic one, and all you need is a compressor. As you see, I have a very small 8-litre Hyundai reliable air compressor. Now, this is an oil-free one. It's a very low-powered one, but it's enough for it's enough for me. And it's obviously, because it's 8 litres, it's portable. It doesn't need wheels. It's not like the 24-litre ones where it's got a huge tank, 3 times the size of this tank. But it's a really good air compressor, and I've had it for a few years now. And in fact, I got it at a really good price. This was like £120 brand new. But I bought this as like not a brand new, but it's like a conditioned one, where they've sent it out to a customer, and there's been some defects, and the customer sent it back, and it was an A-grade product. And I'll tell you why, because it's got some paint flaking off. That is the only reason why this was much cheaper. £85. Stupid. But anyway, this is my smoke machine, and it is an Ansell S100 Go on eBay, they sell these for about £80. Now these machines take mineral oil, baby oil. Get some baby oil. It actually says this in the instruction leaflet that they recommend Johnson's baby oil. I mean, have you heard of a company from China recommending a specific brand of baby oil? And I have got some Johnson's baby oil, and I specifically bought it for this. But if you have got an air compressor like this, you are halfway there. The smoke machines that you see on the internet being sold for £500–600, they are bigger smoke machines that contain an inbuilt air compressor, so it's an all-in-one. But if you have already got an air compressor, you just need to attach it to this, and then you've just got a little box that pumps it out. So you've got a little tank somewhere down here. Oh, here you go. There is a maximum fill level, which I've checked. There is a tank which you fill up at the top. You got a little hook, okay. You got a 12-volt supply, okay, supply line. You connect that to your battery, and then you've got a very long smoke lead, and this is actually going to run to the back of the car. Now I'm assuming I have got enough lead, because this hook is designed, I'll just put this here, it should theoretically should actually hook onto the latch here. Yep, lovely, that's the idea of that. And then you hook up your air, hook up your battery. It should I don't know if I've got enough lead. No, I haven't. Well, that's not very good. It's nowhere near enough. Well, I can't get to the back of the car. But the idea is that you'll be able to do that. Maybe I just need a longer line. This is the line that came with the kit. But I'll take this round the back of the car, and I might have to hook a battery to this. This is the only thing that I don't really like, because I'm going to actually hook this to the back of the exhaust, because I can't really test it from this position to test for an exhaust leak. So I have to go from the back of the car. So just give me a few minutes, and we're back in a second. Right, I managed to sort of do a hookup over here, because unfortunately my extension isn't too long. Excuse me. I've got the line that goes into the actual smoke machine itself. Now we've got the 12-volt lead to the battery. We've got the lead that goes to the back of the car. Now all I need to do is turn this on and open this valve. There's a valve just here, so you have to open it. Just turn it anti-clockwise, and then press the button. Yay! Oh, it's smoking. It only takes about 30 seconds for this to start. Right, I'm now going to, excuse me, I'm going to stick it through the exhaust pipe. Stick it right in there, and we're going to observe if we see any leaks. Excuse the sound while the compressor's kicking in. No, absolutely nothing. All I can see is smoke escaping from there. I need to look at this part. No, this is usually the weak point, where you have the little that's a stainless steel one, by the way, not a mild steel one. I had a stainless steel one made to join the pipes together, but they're clamped, and sometimes the clamps and the exhaust paste do fail, so they need reclamping every so often. But that is actually a good seal, because I can't see anything. I can't see anything up there. Right, let's go and look at the other side. The other side to observe is that flexi down there, but I couldn't see any leaks from that flexi whatsoever. Again, exhaust manifold. I'm just trying to get round. I'm doing it via visual. Nah, nothing. No leaking around the oxygen sensor down there. No, nothing. So I think we can confirm that there are no leaks in my exhaust system and that all my clamps are really good. I am going to confirm, as I say, this is not a brilliant arrangement, but unfortunately the lead's not long enough. And oh, good grief. Yes, well, we can actually confirm that. Okay. I think we can confirm that there is just absolutely no leaks whatsoever. If it's filled that pipe with white smoke, that has gone all the way to the front of the car. Oh dear, I'll switch it off now before it gets too much. I was going to say, it's like a shisha party. And if you don't know what a shisha is, come to Birmingham and you'll find out. Well, I think we can confirm, guys, that I have got no leaks in the exhaust system. It's just cleared out. That would be all the excess smoke finding its way back out the exhaust. But literally, I've pumped potentially smoke into the engine and it's all coming back out. If the exhaust valves are open, or if one or two are open, then it could have gone into the engine, and as I say, it will all be coming back out now for the vacuum pressure that's inside the engine. There is obviously a vacuum going in because there'll be valves open and exhaust valves open as well, but it's still producing smoke, and that's only a little bit of baby oil. So I would recommend one of these kits. Now, it is important to note that this can be used not just with exhaust but evap systems. If you think you have an evap leak, or if you've got a code which suggests you've got an evap leak, blimey neck, these welds go really tatty. I might have to do something about that. That looks very nasty. So you can actually check and pinpoint where an evap leak is. On these cars, I've never known them to have an evap leak, I've got to be honest with you. There is one plastic pipe. There is one plastic pipe that goes around by the fuel filter. That's for the evap system. It connects the charcoal canister by the tank to the solenoid, which sits on the bulkhead over here. And there's two plastic pipes. So you'll have this one that goes into the solenoid canister itself, the vacuum canister, and it will go and connect to a pipe, a steel pipe like the fuel pipes, a very similar one, quite a big one actually. It's a much bigger one. And then there'll be another plastic fitting, plastic hose around by the fuel filter, and that will connect over the tank to the charcoal canister. It goes all the way over the tank. But the way of checking, you could just plug a few vacuum lines. You could just literally take that hose out and pump that smoke through that pipe and take the other pipe out. So if you think you've got a leak through the pipe itself, I've never known them to rot out, but that's a way of going about evap leaks. It's not really a good way of, I don't think there's a good way of testing air leaks from this side, unless you actually, if you suspected you got an air leak around the air intake manifold, I would suggest you actually aim it there. Don't worry about any of this, because this is nicely clamped. And if you do it through the airbox, you've got this pipe that goes underneath the airbox for your breather. This is basically, it takes excess oil and takes it back through to the air filter and burns it as part of your crankcase emissions. But that's actually not airtight. That's not airtight, this connection for this hose. So you'll just get white smoke coming out everywhere if you do it via the airbox. So you shoot the smoke into this bit and you can test whether you've got an air leak coming from the intake manifold. You'll see it will literally come out where the gasket is if there's any air leaks. There could be an air leak around this gasket here. There could be an air leak around this gasket here. You know, so really honestly, I'm glad I've shown this to you, because I meant to show this to you ages ago, because I have had this ages. And now I've confirmed there are no exhaust leaks on my car, and all the clamps are good, and whatever I did worked. So I'm pleased about that. I'm going to leave this here. I will see you very soon. I don't know when in another Focus Mark 1 video, but they'll have a couple coming out, and some very useful ones indeed. Take care, guys. See you very soon.